All new tonight on the Night Team. The man who police say fired shots from the ledge of a cliff off I-75, injuring 5 people, is still on the loose.
And we're not going to quit until we do lay hands on him.
The second day of the manhunt for Joseph Couch has come to a close. Officers now calling it a planned and random attack. We're hearing from a woman who was driving on I-75 when shots rang out.
And all of a sudden we just heard this loud, deafening sound. And my right ear started ringing.
Now, officers urging residents to stay vigilant, saying there's good reason to believe the suspect could be armed.
Lock your doors. You need to, if you have security cameras, make sure you're constantly watching them.
The latest on the search, right now on the WHAS11 Night Team. Fear and uncertainty in Laurel County tonight. Day 2 of a manhunt comes to a close for the man who police say opened fire on cars on the interstate yesterday evening. The man still has not been found. Laurel County Public Schools even canceled classes tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. Kentucky State Police have now officially taken over the search for the suspect, Joseph Couch. Thank you for joining us here on the Night Team. I'm Alex Dieterer. The suspect allegedly opened fire on this portion of I-75 just north of London, Kentucky, near exit 49. Police said tonight that Couch legally purchased the AR-style rifle yesterday before the shooting and was in the National Guard for 4 years. WHAS 11 Night Team's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester have been in Laurel County all day today and have the latest on the search.
As another day closes in London, Kentucky, day 2 of a manhunt comes to an end. 32-year-old suspect Joseph Couch is still on the run.
We was really hoping, maybe we wish that would have been last night. We was hoping today. We hope tonight, we hope tomorrow, but this effort is not going to stop.
Authorities say Couch is the suspected shooter for an attack on Saturday, with 5 victims suffering gunshot wounds.
As this continues, it becomes more stressful for the community. It becomes more stressful for the officers that are there because we're looking, and we're trying to find him. And
it happened on I-75 near exit 49, a densely wooded forest. Deputy Gilbert Accardio, the spokesperson for the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, says they believe Couch fled on foot and is still hiding in the area.
We're going to continue to contain the area. We're going to continue to have people in the woods. We're not actively searching, of course, but in strategic positions to observe.
Authorities say they found a vehicle registered in his name and an AR-15 near the site of the shooting. Deputies also found multiple charged magazines in the car. Authorities say the weapon was purchased on the same day as the shooting. Christina Denoto was in one of the cars caught in the gunfire.
We were driving on I-75 in the middle lane, and all of a sudden we just heard this loud, deafening sound. And my right ear started ringing.
Authorities don't yet have a motive of the shooting. The London mayor, Randall Weddle, has a message to the community.
Stay home, let the first responders do their jobs. And also don't take the things into your own hands. We have trained professionals from the Sheriff's Office, City Police, State Police, FBI, all the agencies involved. These guys are trained. Let them deal with it.
Authorities say the search will resume in the morning, and as many Laurel County children stay home from school tomorrow, authorities urge the community to stay away from the area because the suspect could be armed and dangerous. In London, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 Night Team, on your side.
Again, police are asking residents to remain vigilant. Police are asking for anyone with tips to call Laurel County at 606-878-7000. To stay up to date on the latest in this investigation, you can head to our website, WHAS11.com. And new for you tonight, a man is dead after a shooting in the Park Hill neighborhood. This is the second in less than 24 hours. Police responded to the shooting just before 8 tonight on West Oak and Dr. W.J. Hodge. When officers arrived, they found a man with fatal gunshot wounds outside of a residence there. Police have no suspects in the case. And this comes hours after an overnight shooting in the Park Hill neighborhood. The shooting happened on Woodland Avenue just after midnight. According to LMPD, officers found a man outside of this location suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. As detectives were beginning their investigation, U of L Hospital notified police that 2 other men with gunshot wounds arrived by private means to the hospital. LMPD has learned that these 2 men were also at the Woodland Avenue scene. There are no known suspects at this time. Anyone with information about either of these 2 shootings can call the anonymous tip line using the number here on your screen, 574-LMPD. You can also use their online portal. We have an update tonight as police in Georgia continue to investigate the shooting at a high school just outside Atlanta. The suspect's aunt told the Washington Post that the 14-year-old suspect's mother called a school counselor the morning of the shooting to warn them about a, quote, extreme emergency. The 10-minute call apparently came in at 9:50 in the morning. That's nearly half an hour before the suspect allegedly opened fire. Sheriff Judd Smith says local law enforcement agents quickly arrived at the scene, and that's thanks to an emergency alert system the county installed just 1 week before. That system is a badge given to each teacher with a button on it. When it's pushed, it pinpoints exactly where the emergency is happening in the building.
26 teachers hit that button. It's a school. It's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be a safe place for kids.
Colt Gray has been charged with murder while his father Colin is accused of second-degree murder for providing his son with the weapon. The Louisville community came together today to honor our city's first responders. This happened at Cathedral of the Assumption for a blue mass. Multiple Jefferson County first responding agencies all paid tribute this morning to the lives lost in the line of duty. Blue Mass is a nationwide special service that was started back in 1934. While it is a day of remembrance, first responders also say it should be a day of celebration and pride for our local heroes. We are now just 2 days out from the first debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. Both candidates right now are preparing in their own ways. Trump held his final rally before the debate yesterday in Wisconsin. The former president claims that he won't get treated fairly at the debate and accuses Harris of covering up an issue around Biden's health.
You know, if I destroy her in the debate, they'll say, Trump suffered a humiliating defeat tonight. No matter what. Although they did, you know, with Biden, one of the CNN people said that about my part, they said the Donald Trump performance tonight was the single greatest debate performance I've ever seen. 2 days later, all they did is talk about how bad he was. They didn't talk about me anymore.
Meanwhile, Harris has been preparing for the debate at a hotel in Pittsburgh. Recently, Harris picked up a major endorsement from longtime Republicans Liz Cheney and her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney.
People are exhausted about the division and the attempts to kind of divide us as Americans. And them stepping up to make this public statement, I think, is courageous, but also for people like the folks I was just talking with, it really reinforces for them that we love our country and we have more in common than what separates us.
While the Cheneys have officially announced their endorsements, former President George W. Bush said he would not be endorsing a candidate this election year. And you can watch the debate hosted by ABC right here on WHAS 11. That is Tuesday at 9 p.m. Louisville Grows Healthy Houses celebrated a milestone today. The nonprofit has now been open for 15 years. Louisville Grows is a nonprofit organization with the mission to grow greener, healthier neighborhoods. They do that through urban agriculture, urban forestry, and environmental education. As of this year, Louisville Grows has planted more than 7,700 trees in Louisville and southern Indiana.
Many cities of our size suffer from what's called an urban heat island effect, where the urban area ends up being a lot hotter because of all the asphalt and concrete that's in the urban centers. So planting trees to help kind of cover that area up with shade can cool it down to more what would be natural for the surrounding area.
To celebrate the 15 years, the community was invited to the Portland nonprofit for live music, food and drinks, and volunteer appreciation.
Watershed. A watershed is anywhere where all the water drains to one place.
And there you saw it. Carrie Gilbert Cox Park played host to the Water for Life Festival earlier this afternoon. This is a family-friendly event to learn how water impacts our lives every day. People of all ages were able to get a glimpse of the systems that produce drinking water and clean wastewater. More than 20 booths were set up by water professionals. They had hands-on experiments, water tastings, and even beer that was made from recycled water.
At the drop of a hat, we always have access to clean water, which is fantastic, whereas in other countries, they don't have access to that. They have to walk miles to get water, and even then, that water could be contaminated with something. So we really try to press the importance of why our water needs to stay clean and safe and healthy for everybody to use.
Today's festival kicked off the Water Professionals Conference, which is held in Louisville every year and draws in nearly 2,000 water professionals from across both Kentucky and Tennessee.